You might be smarter, your family might come from privilege, your daddy might own a company, but you will not outwork me.
This top spot is number one. That's mine. Because not one of you can outwill me. You may have been born with more genetic prowess than I have, but you cannot out-determine me. You can't outwill me. You can't outwant me. You can't outwork me. You can't out-desire me.
The bigger your dream is, the harder the grind. Some of you in this room, you might have small beginnings. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a lot of resources, but there's no excuse. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're gonna have to get up. The longer you're gonna have to stay up. The more effort you're gonna have to put in. You know how hard I worked to get here? I put in too many hours. I sweat too much blood, too much tears. I worked hard to get here. Didn't nobody give me this. I didn't grow up with wealth. Didn't nobody pay me. I worked for this. Sweat, blood, tears. I earn every dime I get. I work for this. You will not outwork me because your height has nothing to do with my work ethic. Your face has nothing to do with my work ethic. Your two-parent background has nothing to do with my work ethic. You will not outwork me.
Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature. Now. Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you okay with being mediocre. There ain't no man in here okay with being just basic.
And I dare you to exhaust yourself. I dare you to leave every single thing on the field, one season, everything, walk off exhausted.
Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge effort. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. When you said to yourself, this is what I want to accomplish, you're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question, what do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be a CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta outgrind them. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You gotta execute, and you gotta go from 70 to 120.
Morning, guys. We're back. So you've just seen basically my morning routine, what I do on a morning first thing with the cardio, the posing. I checked in with Jordan this morning. I'm just awaiting his response now. Not quite sure how many weeks I am out at this point. We're just going through what kind of shows we're going to do, what order of shows we're going to do, depending on the look. I am far off already now, as you've probably just seen. I think there's 67 pounds to come off to be like really nicely peeled. 226 this morning, so I'm already £4 under the limit. What we're going to do today is we're going to take you through pretty much just a day-to-day of prep. Obviously, when we're quite close to a show, there's not a great deal to show because my day is just structured and regimented. There'll be a little bit of training in there today as well. Not a great deal today, because what I want to do is I just want to show an overview today of what we're going to do and basically how my day goes, and then I will vlog the training a little bit more in depth and I can explain the exercises a little bit better. Questions from last time were really about what meals eat and things like that, like a full day of eating, so that's what we're going to do today. Nothing too exciting. A little bit of fish, a little bit of rice. And as you can see as well, I'm growing a little bit of a beard just simply to try and hide the death face before it sinks in proper really bad. So we're going to head over to the gym. 2 meals, head over to the gym. I've got one of my clients, Jamie, coming over who's competing earlier on in the year, next year, so we're going to go through some posing with him, take a few sets, make sure he's training at the right intensity, and then come back, finish the meals, enjoy the video. Right, so no messing about, we're straight in for meal 1, straight back from the gym, really hungry, so obviously first thing I want to do is eat. Now this first meal, basically I have my morning drink, which is the Vegemite and the Join-In. This is a game changer and a lifesaver for me. As you guys know, I've suffered from tendonitis quite a lot and it's really impacted on my progress, but if I have this in, it genuinely keeps it at bay, so it's something I really need. With the greens powder, Vegemite, again, if you've watched my YouTube, you know that I've always struggled to digest vegetables. And within the last, it was okay off season, and then by the back end of the off season, it's gone again. I've tried to implement them in, and I just gas up every time. Usually vegetables like broccoli and things like that can cause this, but usually green beans and spinach you can get away with, and I just can't. So I implement this twice a day, and along with these sunflower seeds, there's a lot of fibre and things in these as well. So I am covering bases with what I can do. Don't get me wrong, I would love to bulk my meals up with veg. It'd make it, there'd be a lot more satiety there, and I'd be a lot fuller. But right now, it's all about what I can digest and get away with, and this is where I'm at. So meal one, this is one I made earlier. I'll make it the night before. So when I come in, I don't have to prep loads of food and cook. I can just get straight on with it. 175 grams of prawns, 200 grams of keta salmon, keta or keto salmon, however you say it. Basically, it's a wild salmon. It's very lean. There's very minimal fat in it. Obviously, with having the polysaturated fats from the sunflower seeds, we want to get away from any other fats in things we can have. This is a good starting point. And I've had this all off season. This has been my breakfast all off season. Carb source is cream of rice, which again I make the night before, put in the fridge. I'll show you how to make that a little bit later on, because I'll make it pre-training. And that is it. Salt and pepper on this, no sauces. The only sauces, I only use 2 sauces, again, digestive reasons, don't want to keep changing any variables. But that is pretty much meal one. Also, I have the full range of JP supplements as well, in terms of health supplements. But what I want to do is, again, I want to take you through that more in depth with the vlog, why I have them, what they do, rather than just chucking them in a tub and saying this is what I have. So we'll do that next time, but meal one.
Voila.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, this used to be my worst meal in off season, because I don't like salmon and I don't like prawns. But when you get into the prep and it's just something completely different to the usual meats that you eat, it's really nice. So yeah, finished article. The seeds, as you saw, prawns and salmon, and then that's in the highest point of the fridge, hence why it's a little bit looking like that. Sit down, enjoy this, and then it's pretty much, I'll pretty much crack on straight away with client check-ins. Got a busy day today on that front, and then just prep meals around that, get to the gym. Again, gym, coming over, a little bit more client work, and then usually any loose ends that come in terms of questions and things over the day from clients or form videos and stuff, I'll pick up later on tonight. So at the minute it's very busy, but I love it because everyone's killing it. So it's when you're in prep and everybody else is working really hard on your team and things like that, people don't realise how motivating it is for me to see people grafting, and it's not like you're the only one doing the work. I get to see people every day like really putting a shift in, so it definitely motivates me. So very, very good. Right, so meal 2 now, which is pre-workout meal. Before I cook it, I always make my intras and my pre's, and I also make my cream of rice as well for the post-workout, just because at the minute I'm a little bit food focused and I like my cream of rice to be cold. It's a bit more like a pudding, so that's what I do. So all my food as well, on a rest day, apart from meal 1, which you saw this morning, I pre-cook it, just because I'm so busy with work and getting stuff done that if I'm cooking rice multiple times a day like I was before, it's just too much stress. So rest day, batch cook everything, which gives me 2 days worth of training day food, and then again on rest day I'll do it again. And I've just found it so much more efficient just doing it like this than I was before, just because simply I was just always cooking constantly before. Condiment City is where we're at right now. We're all about the chocolate at the minute as well. This is the one. This is a little bit thicker than the others. It just sits a little bit thicker than chocolate. So this is not a cream of rice tutorial, but if you're using the JP stuff, whatever your grammage is, say for example now I've got 100 grams, I will do 4 times the amount of water, which will leave it a little bit silky, not thick. If you want it thick, do it 3 times the amount of water, unless you cook it on the hob. Even though I've got a little bit of food focus, I haven't asked yet. I have to do it, it's because I do it every day. But when this is a bit thicker, you just give yourself a little, give yourself like this. What happens, it gets like, not a skin, but it gets like a, I don't know, what would you call it?
A layering.
It gives it a layering of dryness on top and then silky smoothness underneath.
And someone's not food focused.
Yeah. With my recent order, I just ordered like pretty much every flavour of cream of rice. Never tried hardly any of them. But we'll see. Fancying peanut butter at the minute. And then that'll go in the fridge until about 3-4 hours after training. So if you follow me on the site or anywhere like that, you'll know that the sunflower seeds have been a staple this year. And to be honest with you, for 30 grams of sunflower seeds, there's 180 calories in this. It breaks my heart to know that there's 180 calories pretty much just there in that.
Wow.
It's like a chocolate bar. But at the same time, it seems to be working, so I can't complain.
Don't question it.
So current official pre-meal is 60 grams of jasmine rice, raw weight. Everything's always raw weight. And then this is like a fish pie mix. It's cod and haddock, smoked haddock. It did have salmon in it, but we took the salmon out. Some Tabasco on there. In that full bottle, there's 5 calories. Double the scoop, double the pump. Right, so current interest stack at the minute is performance fuel. I have 60 grams of that, 6 twists of salt in there, and then my pre is trained by JP Nutrition, pre and pump. Intra is an intra EAA. What I do is I have this halfway through the session in one hit. So the idea of this is stimulating muscle protein synthesis at certain times in the day rather than drinking it throughout the duration of an hour and a half, 2 hours. Basically, I've finished my pre-workout meal at 12, and between 2 and 2:30 I'll have this. Again, stimulating it again, and then from about 4:30 to 5 o'clock, another 2 hours after, I'll eat my meal. So at certain intervals in the day, we're hitting MPS, not just interval, and then dragging it out for a long period of time. That's something that Jordan's implemented, so it seems to be working. The only thing is sometimes it can be quite strong, so you need to drink it with a lot of water. But apart from that, all good. And a way of like measuring your water is always key. Like a certain amount of bottles, so I know that every day I drink 4 of these bottles exactly, which is 6 litres of water. But like if you're filling water up from the tap and things like that, it just makes sense when you come down, when you're going into a peak week situation, or you're trying to manipulate water. Some guys do, or if, you know, you're trying to load water, you know exactly where you're at. Whereas I'm pretty sure that the peak that we're going to do this time around is going to be very simple, and there's not going to be none of that. But it just there is a a bit of a security measure in case. If all of a sudden your coach says, right, I want you to start drinking 8 litres of water, or how many litres of water do you drink a day, and you don't know because every day is different, try and keep as many variables in the day exactly the same if you can, especially things like tracking water. And when you're really deep in prep and you've got a head like a sieve, I normally just mark like the top bottles. I don't need to do it yet, but I've got like a permanent marker and I'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, so I know how many bottles of water I've had. And trust me, you'll need it. But yeah, that's intra for me. Sit this through the session, finish it about 20 minutes before, have that halfway through, or like 2.5 hours from my pre-meal, 2.5 hours from my post-meal, and then that is the choice of stimulant at the minute. Gets me through every session nicely, and I'll do the washing up after. So I hit like a front double, say for example, and I'll just adjust so that out. So what we're doing here is we're trying to bring this out, yeah. And this down, this round and up, and then you step forward and then show your thickness and density, because so you quickly show them what you've got there, then you twist and you show them that. All the way. All the way down. Rolling through the quad. Now go. We're in it now. Huge breath. Big breath, come on. Every time. Nice and tight. Good. And again, let's go. Come on. Come on. Finish that. Bring it down. Better. Come on. Don't show yourself. Big quad. Come on. This is the rep. Do not lose the rep. Do not lose it. Let's go. Right, that work the rep. Don't show yourself. Nice and deep. Come on. Good. Push them, push them, push them. Yes. Go.
Come on, Jim. Oh.
And I hit this as a double bicep, so I don't know which one to do, like the first one, or I could do both, I suppose.
And do the other one again.
The thing is, when I do this, it narrows the size of my legs, so it makes this look a bit better.
Yeah.
So when I do this, my legs are a bit dominant from the body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to almost hide
how big your legs are.
Yeah, almost.
Not a bad problem to have.
Favourite classic pose at the minute is better than it.
Yeah.
And just like, I think that the size of the arm training it's just made this side shot much better.
It's just added to that top
Just
half.
the better it is.
Yeah. Some sort of balance on. Twist that shoulder around. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Then side try, go from this side. I think my glute ham tying seems to be a bit better this way.
Yeah.
So I'm like toying with it like from like this.
Yeah.
And then from there into that. Or just having it sort of like so. That seems to be a lot cleaner, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then try classical B.
Bodybuilder. Too big for classic.
Too big.
Too big for classic on £5 of the limit already.
Let's see the back.
Back shot, yeah.
Let's see it.
Just train back. Should be the biggest, the best one.
Lean back a little bit more. Yeah. Hey mate.
You come in. You come in.
Are you going to be in anybody's way?
Oh, we just recording a walk there.
Special guest on YouTube. Right, so straight in from the gym, we've trained, paused, and I had my intra EAAs just before 3, so now that's 2.5 hours, so I can eat straight away. This meal is obviously the cream of rice that we cooked before, and then 375 grams of cod, along with 20 grams of sunflower seeds. On every single meal, I have 12 twists of salt. May seem a little bit excessive, but that seems to be where my balance is at actually. It's a nice. That's a lot of salt. But if you have any less, it just, I do cramp, and do you know when I'm sweating in the gym and stuff? It just, I just feel like through the off season that the 12 twists was an optimal amount of twistage. So that's where I stay. It's more like you salt it to taste. Generally, your body's pretty good at telling you where you need to be. So if you do 3 twists and you taste no salt, but you do 6 twists and you taste loads of salt, you probably want to be in between there. And that's that. I'll leave cream of rice in the fridge until I'm ready to eat after this as a dessert. Not that it'd get warm if I took it out in 3 minutes, but it's whatever. So this is meal 4. I only have 5 meals at the minute, which I've never done, but it seems to be working really well. We reduced my meals in off season just because of the volume of food was huge, but this meal is, I have rice with every meal as well, in a variation, either jasmine rice or cream rice. And as you can see, this is what we call poverty rice because what's there, 30 grams of rice. So, and then
Don't eat it all at once, bro.
I know, taking mince, the 2% stuff, and that's really that. And then the usual condiments of reds and the Tabasco green sauce, 12 twists of salt. Yeah, I mean, at the minute, well, I say at the minute, for the last year pretty much, all my food is soft. it's everything I eat is soft. There's no texture or crunch to anything. So what I do is I leave it in the pan for as long as possible and crisp it up.
So you burn it?
Yeah, I burn it. Yeah. So pretty much, I'm hungry. I am hungry, but not starving. I'm not clock watching as soon as I've eaten. So I just went for a walk then to get some steps in. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, I need to come in and eat. So it's not bad at all. Obviously the food's quite low now from where it was, but yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, I would like a little bit of bread or something, but
Bagel?
a bagel would be nice. It's not. I was saying to Jay before, so all off season, like, as you know, you're probably watching me. You're watching me, so you probably know what I'm like. Is my adherence level is like next level. So all off season, I had 2 meals off plan, and these meals off plan were to my macros, and there were 2 Subways. So I haven't eaten anything apart from that. I had Christmas Day off, and then nothing up until these 2 Subways. I think the last one was in March, and what are we in now? August.
Yeah.
In August. So I've had nothing but rice and fish and turkey and mince and seeds every meal, and it's just like Jay's just been eating a bagel, and I was like, do you know what, I can smash a bagel right now. So I'm not complaining, just stating that some texture, even a rice cake. What's a rice cake?
Fish and a rice cake?
Yeah.
You're that guy?
Yeah, fish. What do we eat? Fish. I have fish 3 times a day, so I could technically put a rice cake in one of the meals. Not a lot of sauce that goes on there. Probably a calorie. And then just a coating. And then that's what people find out when you think you're working towards your first show. Yeah, I've got my first show coming up, and then you do your first show, and then you've still got 4 or 5 shows after that. You feel like your first show is the prep done, but in reality, that's the easy part. It's bridging the shows and making the improvements in condition or anything else. It's like you have the high of the first show, especially if you place well. Say for example, you might win. Yeah, great, but then you've got another 3 weeks to your next show. You have this massive high, you almost like a bit of normality for a day, and then you're back in prep the next day after that. And that's when a lot of people struggle, and that's when a lot of clients would actually drop off as well between shows. We'll plan a string of 4 or 5 shows, they might do 2 shows, and after that it's, I think I'm just going to go into an off season. But it's difficult. So we've compromised on the crispness because I'm having a massive hyper and I need to eat. So
priorities.
It would be another 10 minutes in pan for extra crispiness, and my blood sugar is telling me differently, which is a good thing. It's quite satisfying having a bit of a hyper actually.
In a weird way.
Yeah, means I'm leaving. I'm wasted. McDonald's would be paying me a fortune to make them. Big old giant bagel on top. Toasted. Put some crunch.
Maybe another time.
That's a Jamie Johal or Jamie Big, Jamie Giant burger. Innit?
It's quite big.
If you've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously. Right guys, so that's pretty much a wrap for today. This is my fifth and final meal. Mince cooked into a burger like you've just seen, strawberries and sunflower seeds. I mean, you know, I'm a few weeks out from a show, day in the life, but there's nothing exciting. This is me every day. You see, I wake up, cardio, pause, check in, meal, train, meal, walking. That's me, and that's sign of a successful prep in my opinion. Just doing the do every day, keeping all the variables consistent, knowing exactly where you are, and right now, as you've seen, nice and relaxed, in a really good spot compared to last year where I felt like I put a lot of pressure on myself or expected a lot of myself, whereas now just super relaxed and just super ready to go and showcase what I've worked for really from last year to this year, and just to be able to display it properly this time, and yeah, so super happy. Get this down me, quick shower, and then pretty much around an hour after this it's bed for me, and then do it all again tomorrow. So tune in for the next one. I'll do something a little bit different again. Obviously you've seen everything I do. The next time I'll just be a little bit leaner, so it'll be the same routine. I'll have to maybe do something for you guys, but until then, please like and subscribe, click the bell. Peace out.